And the Pacers start off with the ball. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Wallace out there with Hill. Then it's Thomas. Then it's Joe Dumars. And it's Lanier in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Hill, no good.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
George looking around. Fires the three. Offensive rebound. Outside for Lewis. Another shot. And it's in off the backboard.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Down low. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
We're finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Smits. Detroit with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Thomas. He can't get it to go. So Indiana will take it the other way. Danny Granger, the bucket on the assist by Lewis.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now, here is O'Neal. George with the ball. And he banks in the layup.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
A floater, and there's the nice layup by Hill.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Outside, George passes it to Smits. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And Indiana making a change here. Indiana on D. On the wing, Wallace, guarded by O'Neal. Shot clock at 5. And Hibbert with the block. And he recovers it. And they get it back. Bucket is good. Lanier's got his second bucket. So Oladipo will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. I did speak with the Pistons head coach for a little while. He understands they're facing a team that can put up points in a hurry. He said they need to put forth a great effort defensively to prevent scoring runs. They can't afford to let those guys get hot and stay hot. We'll see who wins the battle of wills here tonight.
Thank you, David. Yeah, they're trying to devise a way to contain some big-time weapons.
And guys, it has got to be a collective effort. Really important that they have the trust, and helping one another will be key.
And I think it's going to be hard, obviously, because this is an opponent that can really space you out as well as get to the rim. So you've got to be sound and disciplined.
Yeah, that says it all right there. Grant Hill finishing the drive with some thunder. When he's moving at full speed, boy, it looks like he can fly.
And once again off the mark by Indiana. Grant Hill on the wing. And Detroit again with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
George finds Hibbert. Outside for George. Shoots over Dumars. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Detroit.
Here's Thomas. The shot will not fall. Nice D from Oladipo.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Kicks it out to Granger. O'Neal inside. Wallace is there. They get it again. Pass to Granger. O'Neal with it. He's guarded by Hill. Second chance shot, and it's sent back by Wallace.
And this is why Wallace is an elite level defender, has a great sense of timing for when to rise up and contest shots. Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Detroit leading by 6. Upside Thomas. Wallace trying to break free. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
George finds Hibbert. Over Lanier. Hibbert gets the bucket.
And really can't complain about the D there. That's just all Hibbert, keeping his focus and able to convert. It helps that his shot is just about impossible to block.
Here's Hill. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 3 assists in the game. On the wing, George. Nice D from Dumars. And so it's the Detroit.
Great effort, and you can see the results.
Detroit leading by 8. They've got O'Neal. Oladipo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Roy Hibbert, and it's Granger in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Stackhouse. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. To the middle. Oh, and the jam by Granger.
You can get a real sense that Victor Oladipo loves sharing the wealth. What a nice look.
Pass to Stackhouse. And here is Billups to the paint and stolen by Granger. O'Neal passes to Oladipo. And George kicks to Oladipo. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Now the pass to George. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Granger. There's the triple. Detroit with the rebound. Lanier's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. He tries for 3. Roy Hibbert with the rebound. Pacers trail by 6. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. George, that's a 2-pointer. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. 6 points for George.
You've got to be prepared on the catch to release quickly, and Paul George does that as well as anyone in the league.
Stackhouse dishes to Billups. Shoots off the step back. Pistons keep it alive. Over to the left wing. Hibbert finds Oladipo. Second shot opportunity, and no good. Nice D from Griffin. Passes it to Billups. Here's Lanier. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
How about the assist coming off the deck? What a pretty bounce pass.
Lets it go. George, no good.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Well, how about the athleticism of Victor Oladipo twice on the pipe?
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Now here's Billups. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Here is DeBusschere to the right side. Lays it up and banks it in. Bing's got his first points in this one.
How about the timing? Can be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Left side, Jackson. Pass to Smits. Just 5 on the clock. And here's George for 3. Lambeer grabs the board. Detroit leading by 6. Inside, Here's DeBuscher. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. DeBuscher's got his first points of the night.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Pacers shooting their first free throw of the night. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Jerry Stackhouse. Free throw good, Roy Hibbert. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Leading by 5. Pass to Hill, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Hill's got 12 points in the game.
Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
Jackson passes to Smits. Jackson kicks to George. Indiana again missing.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Count that bucket.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And Hill over to help. The pass to Smits. There's Jackson with the 3. They grab their own miss. Hibbert, the pass to Smits. Indiana moving the ball around. Rose with the ball. A second chance effort. It's rebounded by DeBuscher. Pistons leading by 9. Stolen by George. 1:04 left to play here in the second quarter. Passes it to Smits. Lambier with the steal. Poked loose. Stolen by Jackson. Smits. And that one is hammered home.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. There's 49 seconds left now here in the second. Stolen by Jackson.
Got to recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Well, this is where the play call is crucial, right? If you're in a 2-for-1, you've got to get the first shot quickly.
But they'll get another chance. Hibbert, it's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
It's stolen by Rose. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Thomas against Oladipo. Now here's Thomas. He's guarded closely. 1 second left, and it's sent back by O'Neal.
Good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
Detroit leading by 5. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Hill. Dumars is out there with Thomas. Then it's Wallace, and it's Lanier in at the 5 down low.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
It's good. And the Pistons lead by 5.
And that's the baby-faced assassin. Thomas, he'll smile at you, and then he'll cut your legs out from under you.
Rose dishes to George. Off target from outside.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Indiana Pacers. And Oladipo kicks to George. Pass to Hibbert. For three. 5 to shoot. Rebound by Wallace. Wallace has got his 4th rebound in this one. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's his first foul. Pistons leading by 5. Here's Dumars. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Stolen by George.
You love that defensive effort right there showing up.
From past the arc, hands it from downtown.
Well, the 3-ball has become one of the best attributes that Paul George brings to the table. Great form, great touch, Kevin.
Knocked loose. Pass to Dumars. And Hill has it in the corner. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
There's the pass to Rose. Indiana moving it around. Now here's Hibbert. Guarded closely. Rebound by Wallace. Wallace has got his 6th rebound on the night. To the inside, Lanier. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Lanier is one of the most graceful big men to ever play this game. From his post moves to his outside shot to his defending. Everything about Lanier is fluid.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Wallace. Rodman comes in for Hill. Jerry Stackhouse has checked in for Dumars. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And that one's good, George.
After hitting nothing from downtown in the first half, that's his second make sense.
Passes to Stackhouse. Back to Billups. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here's Hibbert. He's got 7. And the layup's good off the glass. Hibbert's got 9.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
The Pistons leading. Outside Billups. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo. Detroit making a switch here. Lambier's checked in. Here's Stackhouse. Defended by George. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Here's Stackhouse. He's covered by Rose. Clock at 6. Pass to Billups. Over Lewis. That one off the back iron and out. Indiana trailing here. Now here's Rose. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Smits. Good. Nice job down low. There's 1:38 left in the third quarter of the game. Billups passes to Griffin. The Pistons making a change here. And Stackhouse kicks to Lambier, and it's denied. And Lewis has it in the corner. Three-pointer. Goes back up. Rose passes to Smits. Count it. Now Now it's a 3-point Indiana lead.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
It's deflected. Here's to Busher. Detroit, no good that time either. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Here's Rose. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Smits. Lambeer defending. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. 7-second difference, shot and game clock.
A quick, good shot here, and they can go 2 for 1.
Well, you want to make sure you maximize that first shot in this 2-for-1 situation, though. Don't take a bad one just to accomplish it.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter.
And with that shot, the Indiana lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from DeBusschere.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
And we've reached the end of the third. On for this fourth and final quarter. Indiana leading by 7. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for Indiana, Danny Granger out there with Williams. And it's Rose, and it's Lewis in at the 1. Elbow shot is on the way, and Dumars gets it to go.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
And it's blocked, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Hill, he's checked in for Hamilton. On defense, Detroit. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Rose has got the lead up to 8 now for the Pacers.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
The feed to Hill. And it's Hill with the jam.
Yeah, one of the great in-game dunkers we have. Grant Hill, he might not put on a show with his dunks, but it doesn't make him any less impressive.
Williams against DeBusschere. Fades away. The shot by Williams, no good. Pistons trail by 6. Tries it from 19. Again, the Pistons score. DeBusschere's gone 4 for 5 from the floor tonight. Just 1 miss. Shoots from the elbow, and he overshot that one, missing. Guy is a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
And the Pistons making a change here. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And Dumars gets it to go.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Time called here, Indiana. To fourth quarter push coming up here. The coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Indiana's head coach was saying to the team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open 3, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Wants to get it to Hill, and does. And Hill throws it down.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. And the Pacers call time here.
You're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Williams. O'Neal comes in for Danny Granger. Paul George is checked in for Rose. And it's Oladipo in for Lewis. Hill left side. It's rebounded by Indiana. Left side, George. Hibbert kicks to Oladipo. Indiana moving it around. And taken away by Wallace. Outside Thomas. Over George. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. So Oladipo will bring it up for Indiana. It's a 1-point game. Outside, George over Thomas. Good D by Thomas. Dumars against O'Neal. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Pass to Dumars. He feeds it to Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Deep 2 from Hill. Detroit, no good that time either.
I don't know if he's trying to show off with the crowd or what. There's no reason for that kind of shot.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Thomas against Oladipo. Now, here's Thomas. Not a lot of room. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Indiana. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter of this one. From outside the arc. Nice D from Dumars. Pistons trailed by 3. Outside Thomas. Back to Dumars. Oladipo with the block. 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Smits. Tries again. Good.
And the D getting out. His work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Goes up from the top of the key. Detroit with the rebound. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. We've got 13 seconds left.
It's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Good kick out to Hill. And there's the pass to Thomas to tie it up. Buries the triple. A tremendous 3 to tie it up. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. George, no good. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we... possession. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And so in the game for the Pacers, they've got Paul George. O'Neal is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Smits in at the 5 spot. Oladipo drops one in from the wing. Oladipo's got the first basket here in overtime for Indiana.
Oladipo getting more confident in these big-time moments, demands the basketball and finds a way to score.
Lanier, great positioning on the putback. Lanier's got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Smits. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
No, just beautiful setup. They found the size mismatch inside, delivered when they really needed it.
We're just over a minute into overtime here. Grant Hill on the wing. Guarded by O'Neal. Hill, no good. And so here is Indiana. The lead is 2. Pass to Smits. Here's Hibbert. Misses off the left iron. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Detroit. It's stolen by Oladipo. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
Heck yeah, that's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
Pistons trail by 4. Now Thomas. And Hill has it in the corner. Fires from the wing, but he stays with it. Here's Lanier, and finally they hit one.
You simply must put a body on this guy. You know he's going to try to get to that glass.
Here's Oladipo. That one doesn't go. And the Pistons now going the other way. Outside Hill. And it's Smith with the rebound. This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
Shoots it. Second chance shot. It falls.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Now a timeout, trail by 4. 23 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Here's Dumars. Count it!
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
20 seconds left in the first overtime. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Well, to me, Paul George exemplifies what a leader should be. This guy does not look for his personal stats. He just wants to make the guys around him better.
And he is unable to get the second one. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 3. 17.
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And no secret here, guys. They've got to get a 3 if we're going to get yet another overtime.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Offensive rebound. Pass to Thomas. There's the 3. He's off from 3.
Well, not only is he a tremendous athlete, but Paul George is a terrific positional defender.